Before I begin, I would like to extend my best wishes to the ongoing situation of the subject of this video, ScarizardPlays, and not getting paid in 8 months now from Twitch, and the struggle with getting it resolved, but it's not actually getting resolved. And also to anyone watching that might be able to help with the situation at this point, or just make some noise about it, please do. Or hopefully by the time this video is up, said issue is resolved. And if nothing else, just send them maybe some love and some messages and stuff like that. That would be appreciated. With that said, happy early birthday, but also happy anniversary to Scarizard, also known as Patrick, or by the brand name, of course, of the channel, ScarizardPlays, for 3 years now. This video is going to be a story time dedicated to them because, fun fact, probably the single most reason I even stayed on Twitch as a platform and found some of the other awesome people over there now was because of them before. You see, my history with Twitch was far and few between when it came to watching streams, since my main experience was around the League of Legends pro play scene streams at the time, so the LCS, Riot Games, and Worlds, and MSI, and all that stuff, and also then learning how much I did not wish to ever be a part of the chat experience when it came to those kinds of streams. On occasion, back then, some of the creators I followed on like YouTube and Twitter might also stream from time to time, so I'd pop in there as well, but those felt a lot more rare than maybe they do nowadays. I was mainly a YouTube watcher, checking that subscription tab or checking people's channels directly, because heck if I know what YouTube is doing anymore, nor back then. Now there's like a bell notification for the bell notification, okay? And I hate to admit it, but I think I was kind of somewhat one of those like Reddit guys back then, on the chance that Scarizard was streaming back in those times. With the context for what a Reddit guy is, if you will, or just one of those people from Reddit, is since Scarizard formerly worked at Riot Games and like when Rioters stream, basically people that kind of come into the streams and kind of spam questions about like League of Legends and stuff like that. That's kind of what it means when I say that. But what I wish to hopefully say, as I hope I wasn't one of the people that would spam questions though, or anything like that, but just looking back, I probably did that from time to time, even if they weren't playing League of Legends, they were playing like Hearthstone or something like that. So I guess if I could, in my defense, with like how they were with the monthly lead podcast that like Riot used to do and the patch notes and stuff like that, I did it because I was genuinely curious on their like legit opinions on things, because they were and still are a very entertaining person, but also sorry because I think I did start off kind of being one of those, not maybe to an extreme level, but like on occasion I think I would still do that, and I think I've grown past that fortunately, but yeah, sorry about that. Let's fast forward now to Q1 of 2017, which, for those that don't know, when it comes to quarters of the year, so every 3 months. For Q1, that's January to March, when they made the decision to leave Riot Games and eventually to stream their backlog full-time. 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. streams and all of it, I was definitely interested in seeing where they would go next because of how dope they seemed at the time at Riot, which was something also cool to see from other people and other people saying that as well. That for some people, one of their best and one of their favorites, if not their favorite Rioter, was leaving and were legit saddened. In a world where players always are sometimes telling Rioters to off themselves and stuff over balance changes in a video game, for Pete's sake, it was kind of cool to see that some people were like, but like this one was like a really cool one and stuff that people either connected with or thought was awesome and stuff like that. Not condoning the actions to any other Rioters, by the way, on a side note when people do that, but just seeing that was also just pretty cool because they deserved it. As such, I frequent their streams as most as I could, since 2017 was a year that definitely happened in the world that we can kind of go past now. And when that year somehow got worse before better, their streams were something that I could watch basically when I could really not do much else without really getting into what that era of time was for me. But it started with their ability and their goal to remember names, which they were quite good at. And back then, that concept was new to me. Sure, streamers kind of remember subs and people who frequent in the chat to an extent, but being like active with the chat was something new to me at the time, and here was Scarizard out here doing this backlog and branching into a new direction of their life and actively interacting with chat and remembering people's names and even conversations with them when they would come in. And I appreciated that effort because when it comes to streaming, I feel like that's part of the point, to connect with people. Which brings me to the next part, community. Again, a major reason I never stuck around Twitch was how terrible the bigger chats for events and such were. While some people streamed on occasion, so hanging out in their chat was a time-to-time thing, I never really connected with anyone the same way that I had, unironically, with and through League of Legends at the time, but Patrick's chat was the first that I did. between their streaming schedule and how many people wanted to see the next chapter in their adventure, there quickly became people who were regulars to get to know. That and also Discord. I believe 2017, in my opinion, was a time that the corner was kind of turned when it came to Skype versus Discord, and Discord kind of took over and won out. And so making like community Discords was a thing that not only they did, but also utilized and helped kind of grow communities and connections at the time. Meeting people with similar interests, one even also like in the masterpiece that is Shadow the Hedgehog 2005, which out Detroit Becomes Human, don't at me, was great. But for me, what did it actually was what would usually be the negative chat experiences with debates. Usually when a debate, or but better known in Twitch chat as an argument, would evolve, it devolved into nothing but a slur slugfest 12-year-olds could not even be proud of. But Scarizard played this game in 2017 called Grand Theft Auto 5. And while people had their own opinions on the character of Trevor and the characters of Michael's family, no one went for like the throat. No one tried to purposely go for low-hanging insults or dumb stuff like that, and that is probably what solidified my enjoyment and even recommendation of Patrick's streams too. Because for one, they implemented and were strict on rules from the start, and then built a community that followed suit. Again, something very new to me at the time. Makes sense given the streamer in charge here also is just a great person in general. 2017 was a bad year. There was a couple things I considered canceling in pursuits and such, honestly, and hitting them up via DMs and talking to them actually made me change my mind. Because yeah, my family here has my back and I'm grateful for that, but having an outside voice who, even if they did not have all the answers, also not say, nah, you ain't being realistic, quit, was also very good, so thanks. They grinded streams very hard. They put forth a lot of work and hit affiliate by TwitchCon of 2017 and everything, and it was time to shoot for partnership. The tail end of 2017 was better for me, for example, things finally returning to some normalcy and reinventing and even drawing new assets for the GG Get Jinx channel at the time, with a lot of ups for once finally in that year. And one enjoyable up was still their streams, and at the time, Super Mario Odyssey and then Super Mario Odyssey speedruns. I'd not really watched a lot of speedrunning, to be honest, mainly just one other streamer who would speedrun some Mega Man games like Mega Man 8, the Mega Man X games, and even Mario. But there was something cool to me watching a person beat a game and then figuring out how to run through it with tricks and such. But not only did that grinding pay off for the speedruns and stuff, the grinding also paid off for their streaming in general. While amongst playing Darkest Dungeon, one of their runs, they hit partnership. The pop-up showed up on the stream and everything. They set out to climb a mountain, and they did. They set out to accomplish a goal, and they did. They jumped into the unknown, hopes and maybe doubts along the ride with them, and they nailed the landing. People maybe even said they could not make it, and they still did. And no one can take that away from them now. Partnered streamer ScarizardPlays. I got to meet them in person in 2018 at PAX Prime, which is better known now as PAX West, I guess, since they flew in and I lived in the greater local area at the time. Something new I learned was when meeting Scarizard in person for the first time, there is no normal meeting rules like allowed. It's like handshakes and stuff like that. No. So I kid you not, they literally lifted me up, and with rather ease, I must say, and that was memorable too, so mission accomplished. But having met them in person, they are exactly like what you see on their streams or their tweets. Wonderful. Just like their wonderful Mega Man 11 speedruns, which finally I'm getting to finally play Mega Man 11, and boy is it fun. And their speedrun route is the one I'm actually using to go through the game, even though I'm playing it casually. Maybe I'll even record a series for it, so you can kind of see some of the foolishness of me trying to deal with Torchman's flaming death wall of doom. But speaking of YouTube, to segue into this, they launched their own YouTube channel around a series for Magic the Gathering called Friendetta. Now I knew and honestly still know very little about Magic, but they made this series which is designed around friends playing a game of Magic while also educating an audience watching about what they're doing and like why they're doing it and things like that. So if that is something that even remotely interests you, I would recommend going to check out their channel. All the videos are up there to enjoy, and you can watch them desynced from time, and it's great. I do not know if they are where they wish to be goal-wise when it comes to their current career. And this video is supposed to be a surprise, so I did not hit them up with any questions about anything prior to hopefully not tip them off that something was up. And with the Twitch payment stuff, please, again, if you could just do me a favor, maybe just send them some love. A tweet or something nice, and hit them up in their chat when they do stream. But even if they feel they are not where they want to be, they have made an awesome journey so far, and my hope in making this video was to highlight that. because I am just one of many people that have their own stories thanks to them and their stream, the community they've built. Nowadays, I have met and found some pretty awesome streams and people, small, large, and anywhere in between on the platform. And a lot of them in their communities are pretty great too. But without this first streamer, without Scarizard, Patrick, ScarizardPlays, Alpha Blooded Gamer, etc., and more names, I'd have never really have stayed on Twitch as a platform to find most of them when I did. With maybe only one of them being someone I would have found through their YouTube series first, and then only found because they did a 1-year anniversary over on Twitch for said series, probably a lot later. And while I'm not as active in any of the groups as I really would like to be due to college, hence videos slowing down and everything across the board, when I am in touch, I have never regretted it. Also, thank goodness for Twitch Prime, because using that to sub to you was definitely worth it. So friend, if you are watching this, the credit for my literal Twitch enjoyment, frequency using the platform, and finding even other great streamers afterwards goes to you. Best wishes going forward, happy early birthday, and happy anniversary to ScarizardPlays. And if you want to check them out, please, I would encourage you to go look at the links. I'll try and have them in the description down below, as well as the pinned tweets and very many other things. You can go check them out. Again, hit them up, show them some love and things like that, please and thank you. And that's what this video is from me, a thank you, a massive thank you, and kind of a recollection of all the things you have accomplished in your career so far. And here's to many more years, hopefully as well, right? Like see you in the 5-year anniversary or the 10-year anniversary, and however long this goes on for all of us, right? But thank you so much for watching this video if you did. I don't know which video will be next. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So until this time, take care and enjoy pizza responsibly. Thank you for watching.